Hello there, boxing fans. Once again, thank you for joining me on Talkin' Fight as I go through the news and headlines, courtesy of our friends at Boxing 247 across the pond. Thank you, Christian, for providing me with all this information. It's great stuff, and the boxing fans around the world really appreciate it. You're doing a great job. Let's start off with well, it's not exactly big news, but the first item of the day. Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder, numero 3. Okay, they both arrived in Las Vegas, and here are just a few more quotes. I know I've gone off on this a few times in the past, but here we go. WBC and lineal heavyweight world champion Tyson the Gypsy King Fury and former heavyweight world champion Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder made their grand arrivals in Las Vegas Tuesday evening to officially kick off the fight week for their highly anticipated heavyweight title trilogy showdown, taking place this Saturday, October 9th, at the T-Mobile Arena, I might add, down in Las Vegas, United States of America. The resumption of one of the great heavyweight feuds, Fury versus Wilder 3 Fight Week, began with both fighters stating their intention to settle this rivalry once and for all on Saturday night, something us fight fans have been waiting for quite some time, can hardly wait. Anyway, Fury said, "You can go to college and get a master's degree in nearly 2 years. So for a boxer, that's very easy to do. No matter what Deontay Wilder does, I'm still going to knock him the F-U-C, I think it's an apostrophe K, out. I see me beating him up and then knocking him out," said Wilder. "I'm going to put on a great performance Saturday night." I'll leave you with those two quotes. There's some great pictures on boxing247.com of both fighters hitting the stage, and you can really see, if you will, the determination, quite frankly, the friendliness of both these fighters and what they had to say, leading up to this obviously great fight. So anyway, I leave it up to you to go visit boxing247.com. Have a look at that story. Have a look at those pictures. They're rather classic because you don't often get to see boxers pre-fight being so, shall we say, fan-friendly. Next up, Louis Ritson is ready to rumble with Philly street fight legend Henry Lundy. Newcastle fight hero Louis the Sandman Ritson, who's 21-2 with 12 knockouts, will face former world title challenger Henry Hank Lundy, who's 31-9 with 14 knockouts, on the high-profile boxer event taking place at the Utilita Arena in his home city Saturday, October 16th. Airing live and exclusively on Sky Sports, the action-packed card features former WBA Intercontinental Champion Ritson, plus heavyweight contender Hughie Fury, 25-3 with 14 knockouts, who faces the dangerous Christian Hammer, who's 26-7 with 16 knockouts, and WBO World Middleweight Champion Savannah Marshall, who's 10-0-0 with 8 knockouts, who defends her title against unbeaten challenger Lolita the Black Diamond Musea, who's 16-0-0 with 8 knockouts. So that should be a great fight. Ritson's fanatical fans have long awaited his return to the ring and are expected to turn out in force to support him for this clash with the tough American who has faced some of the world's best, including pound-for-pound great Terence Crawford. Fighting out of the legendary boxing city of Philadelphia, Hammer and Hank was a renowned street fighter before being advised to turn his skills to boxing, where he has earned a solid reputation as a hard, no-nonsense warrior. In May this year, he challenged WBC silver light welterweight champion Jose Zapata and took world number 2 ranked the distance despite coming in on short notice, giving Zapata one of the toughest fights of his career and rocking him badly at one point. So off we go in a few weeks to Birmingham, England, to see another great card. Next up, some UBO news. Two new Universal Boxing Organization UBO champions were belted on Tuesday afternoon, October 5th, at the Victory Target BC in Bekasi City, Indonesia. In a clash of domestic rivals, Patrick Luikhoto won the vacant WBO World Bantamweight title, defeating George Lumley convincingly by second-round knockout. The 27-year-old Luikhoto looked sharp from the first bout, and it was clear he had a strategy to break his opponent down with body punches. Lumley came out aggressive, firing away, but early in the second round, Luikhoto connected with a perfectly placed shot to the liver, and it served its purpose as Lumley went down hard and was unable to continue. The new WBO world champion improved his professional record to 13-2 with 9 knockouts, while Lumley, who's 29 now, goes on to 15-9-1 with 11 knockouts. In the co-main event, undefeated Malaysian hot prospect Adlai Golden Boy Hafiz took home the vacant WBO Intercontinental middleweight title, impressively stopping Indonesian Robert Kopa in the second round. Now 9-0 with 5 knockouts, the former WBC and WBA Asia titleist Hafiz moved closer to potentially fighting for a world title in quick time. Kopa, himself a WBO former regional champion, drops to 14-10-3 with 4 knockouts. And those fights were promoted, by the way, by Victory Target Promotions in association with SOF Promotions. A couple of companies I'm not familiar with, but look forward to getting to understand what they're all about in the near future. Off we go to Thompson Boxing, some news out of their rink. Miguel Meduno headlines Thompson Boxing's event on October 22nd. Miguel Meduno is going up against Jose Luis Rodriguez, and this is being held in my backyard, well, close to it, at the Doubletree Hotel in Ontario, Canada. Undefeated lightweight sensation Miguel Explosivo Meduno, who's 25-0 with 23 knockouts, is scheduled to headline Thompson Boxing's New Blood event on Friday, October 22nd, 2021. Meduno will face Luis Laboa Rodriguez, who's 25-14-1 with 13 knockouts in the 8-round main event. This event, as I said, will take place at the Doubletree Hotel, of which there are probably several, and I'm guessing this will be in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. With the first fight starting at 8 p.m. for those who are in the neighborhood and want to go down and visit. The 22-year-old Meduno, who hails from Sinaloa, Mexico, is coming off his most impressive victory, a 10th-round TKO against Sonny Frederickson, who's 21-5 with 14 knockouts. And that fight just took place in the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida on September 14th, 2021. So fresh off that win, Meduno is excited to be back in the ring. I might have said rink earlier. He says, this will be our first show back at the Doubletree. This is Ken Thompson. This will be our first show back at the Doubletree in Ontario, and we're excited to see all of our loyal fans in attendance, said promoter Ken Thompson. This will be an action-packed card filled with competitive fights from top to bottom. Fans are encouraged to get their tickets now as we anticipate another sold-out show. Right on. In the undercard, just for fun, I'll tell you, super featherweight Isaac Zarate is going up against Anthony Chavez out of California. Bantamweight Miguel Flores is facing an opponent to be announced. Super lightweight Sebastian Estrada will go up against Esteban Munoz. Opening the card is super bantamweight Lazaro Vargas of Indio, California, who will square off against Ulysses Rosas of Tijuana. I'm now kind of curious whether they actually mean Ontario, California. We're going to have to check into that one. I'll have to get my boys over at boxing247.com to look into that for me, because there is an Ontario, CA, which is Ontario, California, but in the headline it states at the Doubletree Hotel, Ontario, Canada. They might have misread that. We'll see. I'll clarify for that. But there's a fight coming up on the 22nd. Cletus Saldin is going toe-to-toe against William Silva on October 16th as a replacement for the highly anticipated Lopez-Kambosos fight, which got peculiarly canceled. So, a beatdown in Brooklyn is just over 10 days away at the Barclays Center as Long Island knockout artist Cletus, the Hebrew Hammer Seldon, who's 25-1 with 21 knockouts, will put his North American Boxing Association Super Lightweight Championship on the line for his second defense when he takes on Brazilian star boxing stablemate William Babyface Silva, who fights out of São Paulo, Brazil, 28-3 with 16 knockouts over a 10-round super lightweight contest. A quintessential defining fight, Seldin Silva pits two super lightweights looking to jump into a world title contention fight. In order to do so, a victory must be earned on October 16th. Seldin, who is world rated number 14th by the IBF and number 13 in WBA rankings, is on a 4-fight knockout streak, appearing on ESPN and ESN and Fight TV over the span, collecting the NABA super lightweight title in an emphatic defeat over boxing legend Zab Judah, who is retired, as we all know, with a 44-10 with 30 knockout career record. And that was back in 2019. So some good quotes out of this fight anticipated coming up. As I said, on the 16th at the Barclays Center to replace the Triller promoted fight between Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos, which oddly got canceled. Right on. Next news item, we have Ray Flores and Albert Bell are added to the Beltway battles on October 29th. Being held at the Entertainment and Sports Arena in Washington, USA, we're going to see Rising Star Promotions in association with Events DC, DHH Promotions, and TCMFB Boxing, who are teaming up with Millions to provide a powerful end-to-end social e-commerce platform for professional athletes to sell custom branded merchandise and connect with millions of sports fans around the world through personalized videos and watch parties, and will handle pay-per-view broadcasts of the inaugural edition of the Beltway Battles, live from the Entertainment and Sports Arena, home of the WNBA champion Washington Mystics and Capital City Go-Go of the NBA G League, on Friday, October 29th. Rising ringside star, Sweet Baby Ray Flores will be on the call and will be joined by undefeated prospect Albert Bell, who's 16-5 knockouts now. I was under the impression they were going toe-to-toe, but this is not the case. This is an announcement with respect to, obviously, yet another team-up partnership of different companies bringing online boxing to the fans around the world. Bit of news about Flores. He hails from Chicago. Got his start as a ring announcer, announcing local MMA fights on public access television. And that experience helped him get local announcing gigs with long-running Chicago promotional company Hits Boxing, which would eventually lead to a 4-year stint with Golden Boy Promotions. More on this story at boxing247.com. Probellum announces a co-promotion with Indonesia's Armentan Promotions. Probellum is pleased to unveil its latest multi-fight, multi-year co-promotional agreement with Indonesia's Armentan Promotions. The widely respected organization has promoted more than a dozen international boxing events over the last few years, many of which have been televised nationally in Indonesia. TAN is an award-winning promoter known for its charismatic and creative flair, having won the 2017 WBC Asia Pacific Promoter of the Year award. Outside of boxing, Tan is extremely successful at business, owning Tanindo Minero Perkasa, a rapidly growing business based in Jakarta, which supplies spare parts and engines for marine industries, etc. If you want more on this announcement, please again go to boxing247.com and click that link. Peter McGrail hits the headlines. His upcoming bout versus Ed Harrison at the M&S Bank Arena in Liverpool is the subject of this news item. Peter McGrail says he couldn't have wished for a better platform to make his professional debut on as he prepares to battle Ed Harrison in a 6-round super bantamweight contest on the undercard of the Liam Smith versus Anthony Fowler fight at the M&S Bank Arena in Liverpool this Saturday, October 9th, which is also that'll be my next item in a second, but is also competing with boxing fans' eyeballs around the world. As we know, the Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fight is also this Saturday night. Anyway, I'll continue. One of Merseyside's most decorated amateur boxers, McGrail first broke through with bronze medals at the Youth Olympics and World Youth Championships back in 2014. The gifted Southpaw then won gold at the European Championships on Kharkiv in 2017 before winning Commonwealth gold a year later in Australia. The 25-year-old Liverpudlian, who trains out of the renowned Everton Red Triangle Gym on Albion Street under Paul Stevenson, was hotly tipped for a featherweight medal at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games, but succumbed to a premature defeat against Thai fighter Kachitacha Butti in the opening round. Some great announcements, quotes from McGrail, who simply says, "I couldn't ask for a better debut." So good luck to Peter. And on that card, we'll also see my final news item of the day, one of my favorite female fighters, Shannon Courtney, who's going toe-to-toe against Jamie Mitchell for the WBA belt. Again, being held at, not the same card, at the Echo Arena in Liverpool this Saturday. Shannon Courtney will make her first defense of the WBA bantamweight crown this Saturday when she steps into the ring at the Echo Arena in Liverpool, England, to face American Jamie Mitchell. Courtney defeated the brave and tough Ebony Bridges in what I might say is a classic fight, a great fight to watch, to win the 118 pounds belt on April 10th, 2010, in one of the best fights of the year. Agreed. The British fighter fought the Australian and managed to come out victorious to become the new WBA queen of the category. At 28 years of age, she will have the opportunity to showcase herself as world champion in the ring and wants to leave a good impression in front of her fans after having to postpone the fight, which was scheduled for last August due to an injury. Mitchell, nicknamed the Miracle, is very motivated for this fight. In several press reports, the American talked about her life and all the things she's had to overcome. So she considers this challenge as one more test she will complete to become a world champion. As we might expect, this week there will be different promotional activities underway, and on Friday there will be a weigh-in ceremony. Courtney has a record of 7 wins, 1 loss, and 3 knockouts, while Mitchell has a record of 6 wins, no losses, 2 draws, and 4 knockouts. And British fans, I'm sure, will be looking forward to that fight and the others going on this Saturday on October 9th. It will be a great weekend of fighting. And my producer is telling me, yes, there is a DoubleTree, I'm sure, in California. I will check with Christian at Boxing 247 to confirm that they're not talking about the DoubleTree in Niagara Falls, Ontario, but in fact, they're talking about Ontario, California. Anyway, thank you for joining me. That was all the news fit to print, courtesy of Boxing 247, and we'll see you tomorrow.